the side of a clear crystal fountain, there stands a lonely churchyard closely by. There's a tombstone decorated with primroses in the memory of a loved one passed away. Shall I ne'er see you more, gentle mother, in the fields where the wild flowers grow, gathering flowers as they grew amongst the wildwood, and I cherished was no trouble unto you. Some children take a liking to their parents, while some others fills their mothers' hearts with pain. But someday they will be sorry for their blindness, when crying will not take her back again. Shall I ne'er see you more, gentle mother, in the fields where the wild flowers grow? I am sorry for that loss I can't recover. 'Neath yon willow lies my gentle mother's love. 'Neath yon willow lies my gentle mother's love.
Two little orphans, a boy and a girl, sat by an old church door. The little girl's feet were as brown as the curls that fell on the dress that she wore. The boy's coat was faded and hatless his head, a tear shone in each little eye. Why don't you go home to your mama, I said, and this was the maiden's reply. Mama's in heaven, they took her away and left Jim and I all alone. We came here to stay till the close of the day, for we have no mama, no home. We can't earn our bread, we're too little, she said. Jim's 5 years and I'm only 7, with no one to love us, and Papa is dead, and our darling mama's in heaven. Papa was lost out at sea long ago. We waited all night on the shore, for he was a life-saving captain, you know, but he never came back anymore. Then Mama got sick, angels took her away. They said to a home fair and bright. She said she would come for her darling someday. Perhaps she is coming tonight. Maybe tonight there's no room there, she said. Two little ones to keep. And placing her arm under little Jim's head, she kissed him and both fell asleep. The sexton came early to ring the church bell. He found them all covered snow white. The angels made room for two children to dwell in heaven with Mommy that night. The angels made room for two children to dwell in heaven with Mommy that night.
Give you a quick history of Waterford Crystal. So I'm allowed 5 minutes and I have to give 230 years of history in 5 minutes. So let's see, can we do that? Thousand pieces. Now, so the company continued. Quite the economic conditions changed in Ireland. Tax was imposed on Crystal and that made it unfeasible here and kick-started the Crystal business. One guy was a businessman, he was called Charles Batchel. Havel was a genius with Crystal, able to do everything from the design on one side to the engraving at the other. Hugely rare to find.
There's too many in that room of the tour. Now if you have any questions, tools, they're known as pre-shaping tools, so I'll send them around for you to take a look at. And these are used when it's been in production for 62 rooms, and that's for the Grizzly. We just have a couple of moments of a delay here.
The base. Every piece of pistol produced here is going to consider. If this piece passes quality control, it's going to be placed over. At times we would have used wood, oil and gas. He'll hold this piece up for you in a moment, by the way, if anyone wants.
Pre-shaping process taking place there using the wooden handheld tools. The piece is now ready to be blown inside a cast iron mold, and we use these for all of our general production items. Now passing air through the blowing iron will create a hollow centre inside the piece of crystal. Now we must know exactly how much air to pass through there to get the correct thickness in the piece. We have no speakers down there, so
The coach gets a personal trophy. Fortunately, one of the players that. So on either side of the tier then, do the wedge bucket. Usually do it on a flat bucket. Generally, that's on the neck area. But the job that I do is quite difficult because
it's fine. So I'll send that back for you to take a look at. Do you want to bring that there and pass it back? Now the second type of cutting then is your wedge cuts. This requires just one wheel. It is slightly heavier, so be careful yourselves. If they apply too much pressure, they will get what's known as. You should never use a dishwasher or boiling water to clean for stuff. 5% of our pieces are partially cut by machine. Here, I'll move on and shorten it.
it's a highly seen hours completed out in the retail area at the moment. With the opening hours and leaking and all that kind of stuff, I'm not sure the whole 12 days, but we can figure it out from looking at it. On the second, the other table then we have a lot of sports being endured in the USA. 7 of those pieces, one was kept in Buckingham Palace, and apparently 6 others were presented to people for each 10-year segment. We have as well the
That's kind of like something I could sit down and like shine on. Carburized exhaust and linseed oil. Intaglio is the style. This is in reverse, kept indoors. You also have the
attention, please. Could you please stand at the reception area to your feet?
Now, I'd just like you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the music, song, and dance of Celtic Roots.
Executioner, you're free man. If the guillotine is not working, you can walk free. The Scotsman took the same option, and the guillotine stopped again. Free man. Had the Irishman come in and said, "You better hang me," says he, "that bloody oak's not working at all." I was sent me my wife to the doctor. Now, I hadn't been feeling too good. My out feet had been giving me trouble, and my nose wouldn't work as it should. Now, we all use our feet for the running, and to smell your nose you would use. That's a normal sort of a procedure that any sane sort of person would use. But I had a terrible affliction. There's no wonder I didn't feel well. With me, it was my nose done the running, and down at my feet that I smelled. The doctor examined my body as I lay on the couch on my skin, and there wasn't a crease or a crevice. He neglected to poke his nose in. He prodded and he pinched and he poked me with a wandering rubber-gloved hand. Then he scratched his head and said gravely, "Your condition, I don't understand. And what's wrong, I can't put my finger. It's a mystery to me, I declare." Which is strange when you come to consider that his finger had been everywhere. "Now, my good man," he continued, "my diagnosis is not yet complete. Never in all of my life have I met with such odorous feet. They're a possible source of pollution, and it's something I feel I must stop." Then he went over to the corner for a pole with a crook on the top. Oh, I cringed when I saw him advance, and I said, "Now, doctor, take care." But sure, he only wanted to open the window to let a bit of fresh air. "But your nose is a different problem. I can cure it, I haven't a doubt. You'll have to have a slight operation. Your polyps will have to come out." The blood drained from my face as I lay there, and I shook at the thought of the knife. You know, I don't like being interfered with. You know, not at my time of life. I'm against this new rage for transplanting I'm in. After all, I have to say, when they have you laid out on the table, they might take your best bits away. Now, if you give me a sample, we'll do a small test on the spot. Sure, I didn't know what he wanted. He didn't say a sample of what. But the nurse didn't share my inhibition. As she wrote down my name on a das, here she said, "Go and fill it." Just like that. Unashamed. Bound as brass. Fancy, I couldn't even get started. I didn't know what to think. When she saw that I needed assistance, she turned on both the taps on the sink. Success as it came without warning. 'Twas a flood of relief, don't you know? I thought the old doctor had ruined me, but thank God it was all systems go. I filled up her glass in a tumbler and 2 little jars on the shelf and a half-empty plastic container. I was really quite pleased with myself. But the nurse didn't share my elation. With a murderous look in her eyes, she said we only wanted a sample. We didn't want 6 months' supply. Well, the story of my operation, that's a long story, another long story to tell. Just say it was highly successful. I now have a nose that can smell. I can smell all the flowers in the garden and the breeze blowing in from the sea and the sweet perfume of the ladies. It fills me with sweet ecstasy. But my nose has highlighted a problem that has stopped my joy being complete. Can you guess what it is? Well, I'll tell you. It's to get something done with my feet. Thank you very much. Well, with that she started barging about how good she was to me and the way she slaved around the place.
Pleasures and palaces, though we may roam, be it ever so humble, there's no place like home. A charm from the skies seems to hallow us there, which sees through the world is never met with elsewhere. Home, sweet home, there's no place like home. Home, sweet home, there's no place like home. I gaze on the moon as I tread the drear wild, and feel that my mother now thinks of her child, as she looks on that moon from her own cottage door, through the woodbine whose fragrance shall cheer me no more. Home, sweet home, there's no place like home. Home, sweet home, there's no place like home. An exile from home, splendor dazzles in vain. Oh, give me my lonely thatched cottage again, with the one singing gaily that came at my call. Give me them and that peace of mind, dearer than all. Home, sweet home, there's no place like home. Home, sweet home, there's no place like home. Home, sweet home, there's no place like home. Be it ever so humble, there's no place like home. strolled along with my sweet lass one evening at the fair. Her eyes, they shone like silver streams, her long and golden hair. And I will always love you, my lovely Rose of Clare. Oh, my lovely Rose of Clare, you're the sweetest girl I know. You're the queen of all the roses and the pretty flowers that grow. You are the sunshine of my life, so beautiful and fair. And I will always love you, my lovely Rose of Clare. And I will always love you, my lovely Rose of Clare. The sky was clear, the morn was fair, no breath came over the sea. When Mary left our father's home and wandered forth with me, when flowers decked the mountainside and fragrance filled the vale, by far the sweetest flower there was the rose of Avondale, was the rose of Avondale, the rose of Avondale. By far the sweetest flower there was the rose of Avondale, sweet rose of Avondale, sweet rose of Avondale. By far the sweetest flower there was the rose of Avondale. We'll take a pill, but take it down by the hill and listen to the lads' lovely warling. In the evening, the company with music in the key, they'll be dancing carries up until the morning. Rum down the dickle down, hummity down the dickle down, rum down the dickle down the day roll. Rum down the dickle down, hummity down the dickle down, down the carries up until the morning.